Hello, welcome to another episode of the GNPS. It's your boy uGeneral Njinela, umfana wawelithukela weza khona la kwelika banana ezocinga amathuba. Akusenani, we keep it moving. You know what it is, it's the GNPS. We're coming at you with another episode. And I'd like to give a few shout outs. Shout out to Tulane, who stepped in for Tiny. My man Tiny is out there representing at the hockey. Shout out to you, boy. Welcome, Tulane. Welcome to the family. Other than that, let's move on to much more important matters. Very important. This is serious. In the background, that's his track playing, featuring Yashna. Suicide Doors.
Yeah.
Sitting across me is my next guest. He goes by the name of Loki.
Yeah, Loki Loco.
The one and only.
One and only, no other.
The man is about to step out of the city.
Yeah. Not by choice, by force. They forced me out. I'm joking, man. Gotta go grind, dog. Gotta go grind.
Yeah, shout out, homie. You had a successful, you had a good 2019.
Yeah. Nah, I think you can say successful. I mean, because everything that we initially planned on doing in 2019, we did and did much more than I thought we were going to do. So
yeah,
it was, I think the hardest thing about 2019 was keeping things under wraps, because I mean, everything you see now started last year, early last year. Yeah. So that's just one of those, just keep things moving, execute how I always execute, and then see what happens.
Yeah. For people that don't know, who is Loki? Where is Loki from?
Loki is a young kid from Twalume, Qolo. Originally that's home. And then 95, my father relocated us back to, not back, to Durban for educational purposes. So I've been at Bonela since then. Yeah, bro. So that's where I grew up. I just grew up. I'm the last born in Glen.
Out of how many?
Out of 4.
Wow.
That's 4. 3 boys, 1 girl.
I guess you're the guy that gets to do whatever they want.
Not really, eh? Not really, because I started working as a teen, in my teens.
Yeah.
Because I went straight out of matric. I was in George Campbell. And then straight from there, I was doing electrical. And then straight from there, when I went out, I got a few job offers. And then I went for one that was in Joburg. Even though it was away from what I was doing, the trade I was doing. But, I mean, and then from there, I've just been a grown man.
Yeah.
I've had to make, adjustments. Yeah, well.
So how was it? Finding yourself in a working space. You fresh out of high school.
Yeah, I think it was tricky at first, because I think the hardest thing I had to deal with was the fact that I'm still young. Because when you're out there with grown-ups and you're getting paid money that you're not used to. I mean, you're coming straight from high school. You don't know what money really is. So it's so the whole keeping grounded type of thing, that was hard for me. But, I have strict parents, so they don't let a lot of things fly. So it was but it was just a whole lot of personal things that I just had to get on lock. And then, eventually I did. Yeah, so that also helped me in the working space,
What sort of activities did you participate in school?
I'm a footballer, bro, through and through, soccer.
Yeah.
But growing up, I think I've just always been athletic. I live in a athletic family, I think bar my mother, everyone else was just good at sports.
Sure.
We're good at running. We're good at soccer, of course. We're good at all the other sports and athletics, different fields. From my time, bro.
Yeah.
From my time, everything was from my time, because my father was just such a sports fanatic. And then when I grew up, I'm watching my brothers play soccer, and they're coming back with medals, and they doing track, and they're coming back with medals, and my sister was in Durban Girls. Yeah. She's also coming back with trophies for soccer and track and stuff. So, there's pressure that comes down with that.
I see you with the title of your Was it what your project? Let me
Yeah,
just call it your
yeah,
project. 'Cause
yeah,
I know you guys these days, you don't want to
yeah,
put out, say it's an album, you say it's an EP, you say it's a
yeah,
tape.
yeah.
So your project from last year, is
Yeah.
that why you called it Trophies?
Yeah,
Or part of-
basically, it was part of it because, I mean, the whole thing about it was that it was actually coming from a mental spot that I was at the previous year or previous years, you know, because there was just a whole lot of turmoil
Yeah.
going on in the family. Like my father was sick and all of that stuff. So, you know, and then there's love life and all of that. Everything was just going sideways at that point, you know. And here I am trying to push music, and music ain't paying me anything, you know, nothing. But I'm still investing so much of myself and so much money. Cause like for like the past maybe what, like 4 years, I'd say 4. I've been investing my own money into it, and I'm
Yeah.
getting nothing back. You
Paying
know,
for studio
yeah,
time.
yeah. Until like we worked out a way, and then I had to buy my own equipment, type of thing. Yeah, bro. And that
Yeah.
was like, I think it was last year or last of last year, if I'm not mistaken.
2018.
Yeah, because that's when I was like, no, you know what? There's these things, yeah, boy. And you know, if you do listen to Trophies, you hear a lot of things where it's like, okay, you tend to understand my story a little bit because I
Yeah.
speak about a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of your
Yeah,
life.
there's a lot of my life in it. So I think I'm that type of artist where I'll speak about, I like to speak about things that are happening or things that do affect me or things that I do have, yeah, bro. I don't like to fabricate when I'm making music. So, you know, there was just this thing, the whole, I don't want to say depression because I feel like some people say you need to be diagnosed and all of that stuff. But,
Yeah.
you know, there was just a whole lot of things behind the scenes that were going on, like personally. So it was like, then 2019, I just snapped out of it. I just told myself, we're celebrating all the wins, all the small wins. Because I think my main problem was that I wasn't taking into account the small things that were going right. I'm the type of person, because I just have these big dreams, you know, and it's like when I look at it, I want to see that instead of maybe starting here where all the building blocks come through, because I mean, most people like fans and stuff, they never ever hear that or see it. You only see it. Only me and my mates, the people who are close to me,
Yeah.
will see all the tiny blocks and stuff that we put in underneath, yeah. And then all of a sudden, there's the whole kind of thing, and people just see this,
It's
you know?
like, yo.
Yeah, it's like, okay, oh, he just
Loki.
came out, like you know, like he came out of nowhere, dog. So I was just at a point where I wanted that, but I wasn't there yet. So then I had to just change my mindset to say, no, we're gonna celebrate all the little trophies we're getting. So that's what the meaning of trophies was, the small victories, you know? Yeah.
Well, you can tell. I mean, yeah, the first track on that project.
Yeah.
It's a very personal track.
Very.
You know, like when I listen to projects, like I like to think there's a reason an artist would make it track 1. 2.
Yeah.
That's just my logic. Maybe I'm wrong in some cases, but you know, I just like go from track to track. Track 1 all the way down to the end.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can switch. Sometimes artists sequence it. Like
yeah.
you know,
like
track 2 is a lead up to track 3.
Yeah. I think that's how it should be set up. Like personally, because I think when you're listening to a project, it should flow.
Yeah.
It should make sense why that song is at number 7 and why that one's at number 3.
Yeah.
You know, because even when you're listening to it sonically, it has to make sense sonically. So what I do, I play them over and over again, and I'll be driving or wherever, even when I'm at work, I'll play them over and over again in different sequences where the tail end of this one isn't that different from that one, and the story I'm telling here ain't that far off from what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't go from like a very sad song to like a very happy song, then a sad song again. Then you know it has to.
Yeah,
it has to build.
unless if that's what you want to do.
Hey, but the thing is, then it's funny because now I think listeners aren't stupid. Yeah, well, I think that's one problem a lot of artists don't get, is that listeners are not stupid.
That's true.
I mean, it's like when you drop a body of work, most of the time listeners will tell you which one is your next single.
Yeah.
You knew when you were doing this, but once you drop it, listeners will catch on like, oh, that should be your next single. And most of the time, it's actually the one that you've already shot for, you've already done whatever for, all that stuff. So like listeners aren't stupid. They know sonically, because now, I mean, people are sitting in their cars and they going to work or something. They're not going to be skipping the whole time. Sometimes, so you with someone and you're having a conversation, you're not going to be skipping, but what's playing there should make sense.
Yeah.
It shouldn't disturb this conversation that they're having here. It should be so sonically right that they just let it happen.
You don't want to. You don't
want to mess with it. You know, even the back seats. You know, drivers they quiet. Everyone's just there.
You know, I was saying the first track, Father's Son.
Yeah.
That's a very personal track.
Yeah.
I think you put out way, like not away, but a lot of your life, stuff that could have been going on at that moment or something that happened. And to me, it just shakes me and it just grabs my attention. It's like, yo, listen, because I think even when you come in after the hymns of the church ladies, and then you come in, you spit your bars, and then you end off with everybody quite down because my father's
literally about to speak. And that's exactly what it was, because I mean, but that formula, I think it's a formula that I had from the first project I ever dropped, which was Irregular, you know. Like the first song, the first song was also personal. I think if I'm looking at it now, I'm guessing it's something that I like to do or something I feel that's important to me. Like, because I think the first track is very important because it's make or break if this person will carry on playing your next song, and if you can capture them at the first one, especially like capture their feelings and emotions, because now they feel like they know you, so now they feel like they're compelled to go through the whole thing, because now they're relating to something very real, instead of what like the first songs about, I don't know, like money or whatever the case may be, like I got a lot of money to clap type of things. I mean, then everyone they gonna expect that the whole thing should be that way. So it's like I just thought them out very personal, let you in, because I mean, you could be a new listener, and if you're not a new listener, it's even I think it lands more because you already know me. So now when I'm giving you more of my story, so now when I give you more of my story, you get excited because you're like, this is my brother type of thing. This is my man. This is my favorite artist type of thing, you know? So when you give people that personal story, personal touch, it helps them listen to the whole thing.
Can I just highlight something else that you did on this project? Your versatility. I think you displayed, I think that's what you do in almost all the music that you do. You don't like to stick to just one type of feel. You more like to let the music dictate. I think that's what helps you fit right in on every track that you're on, to be honest. There's a track that you did with Yashna on her project. And you just slot in, and I just come across to your project and I listen to the track where you had Yashna. It's like,
it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes it, bro, it makes perfect. It makes perfect. I think for me, the whole versatility thing, it also stems from me when like sports, when I was growing up, you know, because I was raised, my brother would say I'm right-footed, bro. But it'd say you have to learn how to kick with your left foot.
That's true.
Bro. You can't tell me like you're gonna be on this side and the net is there, it's open. You're still gonna turn back and shoot. Nah, bro, it's not how it works, you know. So it was like, okay, so you have to be able to do all these type of things for when the occasion comes up. That okay, cool, do that. Bro. So I like when I grew up, I got very good with my left foot to the point where like when I shoot, some people couldn't tell the difference. Bro. So it's the same thing with my music. It's like I want to be able to do everything well. Even though I have these things, these pockets of mine that I work on, that these are my niches. This is my go-to when I go in. This is where it's at.
Yeah.
But I have to be able to do whatever that guy is doing, not because I'm copying it, because it's a style that's there, and it's a style that's there to
And
exploit.
it's useful.
Yeah, it's very useful because you don't take everything from what a person's doing. You just take the bits that you like.
I mean, art is like that.
Yeah,
It's from
yeah.
inspiration.
But yeah, it's about people they don't want to give props to
To the next guy.
yeah, it's like, yo, that person influenced me.
Yeah.
Like, there's something wrong with it. Because, I mean, everything that we do is taken from seeing it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro? Then you just take whatever you want, those small pieces or whatever piece, and you build your own cartoon character or your own superhero that you want to be, and you move with it. Yeah,
That's
bro?
true.
People will still pick up maybe elements of, let's say, oh, you sound like AKA, or you sound like
Drake. You
sound like
Kendrick.
yeah,
you sound
but
like
it's cool because now
Casper.
I'm building something different now. I'm taking all of these things because, I mean, that's basically what they doing. They opening up a new way
I mean,
for us to interpret things.
Exactly. That's why they're doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
It's also to.
Bro.
I mean, every artist, their goal and drive should
Yeah.
be to inspire the next
yeah,
artist.
you know, inspire the next acts, inspire the next generation type of a thing. Because even if you listen to Drake, they got their sound from the Marvin Gaye's and all of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Or Kendrick, you know, it's that underground, that battle rap type
Yeah.
of aesthetic, you know. And then, boy, like everyone, you can see, like, J. Cole, there's Jay-Z. You can
Yeah.
hear a lot of Jay-Z in him, those smooth rhymes, and he's just in his pockets and it's just moving type of a thing. But then you just take what you take from there, and you build your own character and you move. So my versatility came from that, where I just wanted to, like a Tory Lanez type of
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah.
You know,
It's like I don't want there to be something where people say, wait, that beat ain't for you. No, why is that beat not for me?
you don't know.
Yeah, let me do something. You'll see. Yeah, bro. Like, no, we need a vocalist. Like, chill, wait. There's auto-tune now. Wait. I just need to hit the notes. Gosh, you pay.
Yeah.
Then it'll land. Then Percy will make it work.
Oh, shout out to Percy,
Yeah,
man.
shout out Percy, bro. Percy
out
will
to-
make it work.
Shout out to Percy. He actually produced the project. That
Yeah,
we're
he
talking about.
produced 85 to 90% of that project.
Yeah.
And he engineered 100% of it.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's my DJ.
Percy, man. Percy. And he's out here. He's also supporting you. It's
Yeah, now you gotta move with me now. There's no other way.
There's
This
no
is
other-
work now.
I guess he's committed.
Yeah, nah.
We'll get to why he's
Yeah.
committed.
Nah.
The features.
Yeah.
Dog. How do you sit down and think about
Nah.
features and you put up names and like
Nah.
let's cut it down, Percy. So and so
Nah.
and-
You see what happens most of the
they,
time.
they're perfect.
Yeah.
it's
You see,
great
I think
features.
with both those features, I think it's only two, right?
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to Prejudice and Yashna.
and Yash. So what happens most of the time, because I'm not a person who goes into making a song and I'm thinking, I'm gonna make a song for me and so, or I'm gonna make a song that'll fit Lomo to Low. Yeah, boy, it's like, you know, when I go in, I'll just go in and I'll make what I feel is right.
Mm.
And then what happens most of the time is that I'll get lazy. You know, when you've written the first verse and it's like, that first verse lands.
It's fire.
Second verse, it's gonna be hard to do that, and I don't want the song to do this.
Yeah.
So then maybe someone will come over to the house and be chilling with us, and I'll be like, yo, do you want to handle that? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, handle, type of
Yeah.
a thing, and that's how most of them come along, because the Yashna one, I called her in for it, but I called her in to make a new song.
Okay.
We were gonna make a new song.
From scratch.
Yeah, but when we were sitting and then like Percy was playing beats and stuff, and I'm watching the time, I'm like, time's a bit out, you know. So I'm like, Yashna, there's actually something I think you'd actually kill, you
Yeah.
know. It's like, okay, cool, play. And she loved it. She jumped on it like within 30 minutes. It was done. We're out. With Prejudice, we made that song from scratch, you know. He came through. We were chilling. and then I was recording some other stuff. I think it was around about the time that Nasty C and Red Bull had put out the thing.
Yeah.
So I was recording those verses. And then Percy just played this beat. I don't know where he just played the beat. Like he just played and he sat back. And I'm like, yo,
That's
what is this? And I kid you not. I think within 10 to 20 seconds of that beat playing, I had a hook. He stopped it, jumped in, laced the hook. The hook was done. Prejudice was writing his verse as I was lacing the hook. And he's just a machine. Like, most people think I'm a machine because I write quick. That guy he'll write too much. You know, he writes over.
In a short space
of time. You know? So he was done because I was still recording, the backups and all the stuff, arranging. By the time I was out, he was done. So he jumped in.
Shit.
So when he jumped in and he was recording, I was writing, And by the time he finished, I think maybe 10 minutes later, I jumped in, and that was that.
Damn. Productivity.
Yeah, you have, bro. Like I think the one thing that set me apart from most of the guys was just work ethic. Pet.
Absolutely.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys are very talented. They're all talented, but I just grind it out. I don't have time to stop because I'm at work. Then I come back and I'm working all over the country, and then I come back. I have like maybe 4 days a month to make music. Imagine that, like 4 days a month to make music, to shoot videos, to if I have an interview, pull up.
Shit. So I mean, you did this while working full time.
Yeah. Everything I've done to this point
as a fitter.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that's a mechanical fitter.
Yeah, I'm a qualified mechanical fitter.
Yeah.
Red seal. Yeah.
Are you putting out your CV here, Loki?
Nah.
Are you confusing us?
Nah, no CV. I ain't doing CVs no more. I ain't doing CVs no more.
Speaking about that, you're not doing CVs no more.
Yeah.
You are heading out of Durban,
Yeah.
going to Joburg, joining KO and Zinga and the rest of the crew.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Congrats, bro. I gotta give you props for that. And not only that, I gotta give you props on the way that you use the internet, my nigga.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how.
Yeah, this is how everything happened.
Yeah.
This is how everything happened. But to be exact, like, let me not take credit and stuff. Because what had happened with the KO thing. Remember early last year, he put out that whole send me your links and stuff. I'll listen to your music or watch your videos and stuff, and then I'll critique it. I don't know nothing about that because I hate social media.
Yeah.
I just feel it's, it's
toxic.
Yeah, that thing. Bro. So it's like I don't like it. Bro. I'm the type of person I like to be in the moment. So another homie of mine, bro.
Yeah.
Not even like close on something, like we hang together. I actually linked up with him because he liked my music. So we were cool. And then like we just kept in contact, and then for a while, this is many years, from when I started. And then he actually tweeted a link for Snooze, the video.
The video.
I kid you not, I was at Home Affairs that morning in Rustenburg, Home Affairs. My phone just keeps going off. My Twitter's just going off. Like I'm like, hey, bro. Then my WhatsApp's going off.
Social media.
And then my WhatsApp's going off. People are sending me snaps, screenshots and stuff. I'm like, what's happened? They're like, yo, KO just had some words about you. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah. Like, go on Twitter. I'm like, okay. I go on Twitter. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So this is what's happening. You see, and then like we never spoke at that time. It was just the tweets, and then like it was that. But that wasn't the first cosign that I've ever had. So I was chilled. It was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's another one.
Who was the first one?
I think the first one was angifuna ukweqa. a bunch of it's like local guys that I respected, you know,
Yeah,
because to
absolutely.
me they were also cosigns,
Yeah.
you know, because I looked up to all T-Bag, like the DJ Labs and stuff.
Yeah.
I under
Shout out to T-Bag, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
shout
get
out
him out
T-Bag.
here.
Shout out to
by the
T-Bag,
way.
bro.
T-Bag, we got to do this.
Yeah, T-Bag, bro. He I think the role he plays in Durban, he doesn't get the credits he should get for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because when it comes to hip hop, I think he's the one guy who just hones in and gets all the young guys. He gives them opportunities because he basically gave me my first opportunity in terms of like out of my comfort zone. Now you're working with other people who do this type of thing. You know?
Yeah.
So he was the first guy. Yeah, but then I had like these are people who've always looked out for me. Yeah. Till now, and then like it's I guess when we move up a gear. It'll be I think Utwiz. When Twizy was he was I don't want to say popping, but when Twizy had that single out, what was the single?
Shit. What's the title of the track?
Yeah, Ambitions.
Yes.
Yeah, that joint. When that joint was out, there was a show we had with SMP. It was what was it? Yeah, but that one. So I was performing there. So then, as soon as I jumped off stage, he like just came straight to me, running like, "Yo, what was that?" Yo, I'm like, "Yo, this is what I do." Like, "Yo, give me your numbers." There's traded numbers. Spoke a little bit on Twitter, but then that also just ghosted out. And then after that, it was Kuli Chan.
Yeah, shout out to Kuli.
Yeah, so I also got to link up with Kuli, and accordingly, it was a vibe, you know. And then after that, things died down again, you know. So like I'm used to it now. It's like and it's not things that I speak about. Yeah, and me now, like personally, it's not like feathers I put in my cap. So it's like, okay, cool, we carry on, yeah, bro. Where you find some other people, they'll just be out there like, yo, this is what's happening. This is like, I mean, I don't like announcing things until they happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm a pessimist or whatever, but I just don't.
Don't count your chickens.
Yeah, I don't count my chickens before they hatch. I just keep quiet and I keep working the normal way, and that's just what happens. So then that cosign came about, and then like I think months later, maybe 3 months maybe, of people every time I'm coming back to Durban like, "What's in KO?" I'm like, bro, what's in? Like, what did you expect? You know?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, Fitz, we just tweeted you." I'm like, "Yeah, oh, bro, it's Twitter, dog."
It's just a tweet.
Yeah, it's just a tweet. What y'all expect? Like, I'm gonna get a feature. Alright, dog. Homie probably just wanted to see who I am, and then he saw it. Like, okay, cool, out. And then like 3 months later, then DM comes in from his manager, bro.
Yeah.
Best friend type of thing, and he's like, there's this long thing he sends me about, yo, we saw this, we that, we want to do this and that and that and this, ever. So I'm like, okay. I show my friend because I was coming from work. I'm like, look at this guy. I don't know who he is, but he's lying. I'm like, this guy's lying.
And nigga trying to catfish me.
Trying to catfish the boy. I'm too woke for this. That's why I hate these socials, you know. And then he's like, but call him. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call him. Of course I'm gonna call it. Yeah, well, but I'm just saying, you're catfishing me, bro. And I call him same time. And it's them, dog. And they're like, yo, on a link. Where you at? What you doing? And then I think 3 weeks later we linked up. Spoke. They told me what they think. I told them what I think. And then like they shot me a song that same night. They shot me a song. They're like, there you go. Put a verse. Let's keep it moving.
Wait, don't tell me this is better.
Nah.
Okay.
Better Choices was the.
I thought it.
I think Better Choice was the second one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The second one. There was one before.
So there's
that.
another one we haven't heard.
Yeah, that's the one. If you saw on the gram, that's the one now with Mauritian, Telemann, Zinga, me, and KO. That's the one. That was the first one actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Imagine they threw me in like a roster. Like, there you go.
Wait
See?
now. When they send you that song, do you know who's on that track?
I only knew at the time. I don't know if I'm wrong for saying this. At the time, there was Young Swiss, Zinga, me, Mauritian, KO, and then there was somebody else that they didn't want to tell me about.
Yeah.
They're like, there's another person here, yeah, well, but you gonna see, yeah, well,
Yeah.
type of thing. Yeah, well, I had my suspicions, yeah, well, but then, yeah, well, I just, yeah, well, played it, yeah, well, I just relaxed.
Yeah.
So I knew that these were the people, yeah, well, that were gonna be there, and then I just had to do what I do, and then they liked what I do, and then since then we just carried on.
Yeah. So now when they send you better choices.
Better Choices was actually my beat. It was given to me, you know. And then I had.
Or they just gave you a clean beat.
No, we went when I was up in Joburg. They called me this one time to a beat making session.
Okay.
So I was there. I pull up at some big. I don't know if I can curse here, but
You can you can express it.
some big ass crib in Sanson.
Yeah.
You know, big. So I pull up there. I'm like, okay.
And you new to that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know nothing about this. Walking in, there's waterfalls inside the house. I'm like,
You like, yo, is this hip hop?
Yeah,
Hip hop can
I'm
do
like,
this shit.
what is happening here? Or then like we walk down to the studios on some underground steez. I'm like, oh, this is mad. And I walk in there and there's Rouge. Like Rouge is there chilling, and like I'm like, okay.
I guess this is live now.
So this is what these people live. This is what they do on the daily. You know?
Yeah.
So then during that session they were making beats for Rouge and KO, and then they made 2 beats for me. So one of them was that, and then there was another one. You know, so when I came back, then I came back to Durban that same weekend. Came back, I shot back the other one quickly. They're like, cool. Then I started working on the other one, on that one. So what I was doing at the time, I think Trophies was bleeding into my work at the time, because I was making a lot of these things very personal, you know.
Yeah.
Where I think it happens where, like, especially if you trying to work projects like this, the projects bleed into each other because of just where you are.
Your state of
mentally.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was bleeding in. But it was dope stuff for me, you know. But then they're like, no. And then one day they hit me up, yeah, because they told me, they're like, yo, there's actually a version that we also did, you know, and we want to put that on the album, you know.
A version of the same.
Yeah, of that. That's when they made Better Choices, you know. So then he made Better Choices, and they're like, yo, we actually want to put this on the album. So here's the hook, kick a verse, and let's keep it moving. I'm like,
You did your thing.
Did my thing, shot it back. They're like, cool. And then like came back because I record the final versions there, but I do the roughs this side. So, you know, it was just one of those.
So was it like a full studio session with you, Mai, and KO?
No.
Oh,
I just came in.
Just your session?
Yeah. Most songs, you actually not even in the same studio type of thing or same place. We do them like different times depending on your availability. You know, so they'll book a session like when are you free? I'll be like, okay, this time. They're like, okay, cool, pull through. We have a session. That type of vibe. Yeah, bro. So I wasn't there, and at that time I hadn't even met my E.
Shit.
Yeah, so I was in a song with my E and I hadn't met him.
You lie?
I'm serious. I hadn't met him.
So when do you get to meet my E?
I met him. When was it? 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back.
Oh, when recently. You were up in Joburg.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, when I went up to Joburg to... Was I there to record? Yeah. Yeah, I was there to record. Yeah, I was there to record my single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is coming out soon.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. So that's done and dusted.
Okay, wait now. This is, I don't know if I'm right if I ask this.
Yeah.
So, what are the specifics of you moving to Joburg? Are you joining us?
Nah, right now, it's like, that's it. Cause I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
You know? So I've always highlighted that. So it's like, I don't make decisions because of what another man wants me to do. type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, if I feel I'm comfortable working from Durban, I just come through whenever y'all need me to come through, then that's on me, you know?
Yeah.
As long as I'm there for whatever I need to be there for. But now I think it just makes so much sense for me to go there, on my own personal account, my own personal terms type of a thing.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ways like it works for what we're doing. And
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it works. Like, okay, cool. Vele nami, I feel like for my career to go
In the direction that you want.
in the direction I needed to go to, where I feel like I need to be where all the action is.
Yeah.
Bro?
I mean, that's where you were basically, from what you're telling now,
Yeah.
you've been active.
Yeah,
that side.
yeah. I was working that side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't worked in Durban for I don't know how many years. So I was working that side. So it wasn't. It's not like it's like a major adjustment. It's just that officially now I'm moving to Joburg type of thing. Yeah.
So now back to your single, which is coming soon.
Yeah. Single coming through soon.
Are we the first
It's
to
me
break
and
that? We got to
and the
take a
Big
moment.
Bro. Yeah, I haven't spoken about it, but yeah, it's me and Big Bro on it. So yeah.
Oh my God!
Like look out for that. Look out for that. And we actually, from what I was told, we're gonna shoot it here in Durban.
The video.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're gonna shoot the visuals
shit.
this side.
That's what's up. You heard that, Durban?
Yeah.
This is breaking news, baby.
Yeah. So all the pretty girls, hit me up. Put you on the video.
The boy's gonna put you on.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for everyone.
Or maybe you want me to call like Joburg girls to come through. I don't know. Just hit up my DMs though.
You see now, you need that social media.
Yeah, now I utilize it. Now I'm there, but I'm not there like just entertaining whatever needs to be entertained.
Yeah.
I'm there. I say my piece.
You
and I go
working
out.
there.
Yeah, it's work, dog.
Yeah.
Cause I can't. I'm a 9 to 5 person. I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
I don't know if people gonna hear this wrong. Like I'm a normal person. There's nothing that's special about it. I come from that salary. That's what I do, type of thing. I put in my hours, come back. Now I'm like, yo, I'm working for the weekend, type of vibe. I'm that person, I'm that person. It just happens that I just have this other drive, this other thing that I like to do. So I put a lot of energy and time into it. Yeah, bro.
And not only that, but you have so little time to do that.
Yeah.
So that basically you're sacrificing most of your personal time.
I sacrificed a lot of personal time, a lot of family time. I sacrificed a lot of financial things. I think now, like me wanting to be a musician so much stopped me from taking other leaps of faith in just me being a man, just being a guy that's growing up, that's at a certain age, that needs to do this and that and that and this. Because we know it's that's just how it is for us, where we at and what we doing.
Our come up is from debt.
Yeah, well, come up from debt. So there were certain things that I wanted that I couldn't do, because now I'm thinking, okay, no, I'm going to have to spend X amount of time paying that back. So even when I want to make that move, I won't be able to, because I won't have money for that, because I'm still paying off that type of thing. So like I couldn't get like the car I wanted. I couldn't maybe try and go and get maybe a house type of thing, because I was working. So like my credit was good and all of that stuff, but it's like I'm just sitting there like, nah, one of these good days this thing is gonna work out, so let me not do that, and that's just the whole time in the back of my head. It's like, nah, I'm cool with what I have. Let me just work with the minimum that I have to work with, but the things that I want, I'll get through music.
Your single.
What about it?
I can't stop talking about this, man. Are we at liberty to know what's the title of the single? Or is it too early?
I don't know if it's too early, but until I would have liked to have the artwork where the title is written.
Yeah.
Because you know with music, things
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I can't go.
You could be
yeah.
sitting there one day like, nah, let's actually call this. Because until it goes out to the masses, you can change anything. on a
Yeah, you
song.
can change anytime.
Also, I don't want to jinx it, type
No.
of a thing. But it's a
But
cool
it's
name.
but it's done and dusted.
Yeah, nah, it's done and dusted. It's finished. That's in the bag.
Yo, listen. Watch me finesse
We're
this guy.
working on.
Watch me finesse this guy. Yo, you gonna let me hear that after this?
Yeah.
Whew.
I'll play it for you. Now that I was given the liberty of playing it for people just to see reaction and stuff. So yeah, I'm
well,
easy
yeah.
with that.
Well, just know I heard it. I heard it first.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
kidding.
exclusive.
It's an exclusive. Like.
Yeah, but it's a vibe.
So visuals. When can you expect that?
I don't know, cause now, even though I'm the only, I think I'm the only artist. I'm the first and only artist on this kinda right now. But there's a lot of things that we're doing, cause we're actually working, trying to work on a Skanda world tape.
Yeah.
Like how Travis did Jack Boys and all of that.
Yeah.
Something of that sort. So there's a lot of elements of that.
So wait, now who's working on this Skanda?
Right now,
project?
it's I can't say who exactly, but there's songs that are ready, and then we also trying to maybe make something with direction, so it's easy to get other singles and other tracks and just make it a body of work, So that too, we're trying that because I'm not working on a project right now, so I'm just kicking singles, and then now I just have the liberty of getting shot some verses for people I never thought I'd work with. So it's like
okay, another.
So it's crazy.
More exclusive.
It's crazy.
Are you allowed to mention?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, because it's
yet.
not your work.
Yeah, it's not my work. That's the thing. Yeah, boy. And something I might not make the final cut.
Oh yeah, they might still change their mind.
Yeah, that type
and
of
be
thing.
like, or maybe send your verse back and like, yo, I'd like to change. I'd like you to change this, and you're like, nah.
That's actually what happens.
Yeah,
that's happened to me.
Do you get that?
Yeah, I've never minded it anyway. From the time I've started, because I was always rewriting. Because I mean, sometimes my wittiness and whatever, like my rapperness, can maybe come through too much on some songs where it's like, I'm going to listen to it like, you rapped a bit too much there, We're trying to make a song. Don't do that. Yeah,
you said a lot.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not a mixtape.
Cut it down, type of thing. Yeah, boy. Yeah. So it's like sometimes those vibes, and then sometimes I'll use melodies more than maybe I should. And I'm always open to someone saying, I think don't do any more melodies. Do this section, like rap it out. Because I mean, man, if it's we're making songs now.
Yeah,
it's not like we're just working. Trying to pass that it's not that no more.
There's a lot more ears now.
Hey bro, the things I've seen of how these guys make songs, bro, I've never seen it before.
What's that?
You know how, I don't know about other guys, but like KO is a perfectionist.
Yeah, you can tell, man.
Is a perfectionist. So you have to get it right to the vowel, to the sound of the vowel, to the confidence in Angi.
So you
if it's too much, he'll tell you, swag it out,
down.
tone it down. If the S is too high, you go back and you do it, you're only gonna do the S because the other bit is right. You know that, bro, it's different.
So it's basically being broken down to
it's broken down. Everything's broken down to the T. Like your verse is scrutinized to the T from when it begins, how you begin, how you follow up into the next bit of the verse, and how you going out. That whole process, the process. Now, because now, like, I'm a student now. I've always been a student, but now I'm more of a student. Because like now when I sit there and I'm watching, it's like, okay,
you're
I'm
working with people who have been doing
it, who have the plaques to say it works,
and they're doing it at that
and
level.
it's at a different level. I think that's the one thing. It's like it's a different it's a whole different level now. So it's like you just see things like, wow, I don't know you, cause like me, now, I'm used to rapping my verses out right through. I rap it from the beginning right through, and
in one take.
yeah, and we'll do these takes until I get one where I feel like, nah, this is the one. Yeah, but with them, it don't work like that. We're not doing one take. It's not necessary. Yeah,
It's gotta
perfected.
It's gotta be perfected.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're rapping a whole 16, there's bits and parts that maybe won't sound right. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but you let them fly. Yeah, well, because you can pick him up. It's like at points where I pick him up, but Percy doesn't pick him up. He's like, go sit down, bro. This thing's right. Yeah, well, and I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah, well, and then I'll go back and I'll do it trash, and you'll be like, I told you, go sit down. Yeah, well,
yeah.
so it's like those there. There's none of that.
How has that helped you?
Yeah,
in any way?
it helps. It helps because I mean, when you're always learning something new, as I said, you take what you want from what you're learning. Yeah, bro. So when I saw that, I'm like, no, okay, now I'm moving with this. Now when we record, we also try and do that. You know, it's like I'll do a line, just the line, like we're not doing anything else, just that line. If we can perfect that line, this whole verse is nah. Yeah, boy, and then we'll sit down, we'll play it back. I'll play it back maybe even 3 days later, because I like to let verses or music sit. Let it sit there, go, and then I'll come back. And if I still get the same feeling I was getting when I was doing it, then it's the one. If I don't, then I change it.
Wow. Do you have any of your own people, like other than Percy, from here to Durban that you are possibly still gonna be working with?
I think I'm gonna be working with most of the guys. I don't really have a problem with anyone. It's just that now I think Segu understand ukuthi I'm not as accessible as I was before. Yeah, boy. And that's not because like I don't want to be accessible. It's just that where I'm at now, I'm trying to be something in a short space of time now, you know? Cause now it's like you wanna cause I have this thing. It's like from a crash you can be there's like the bully a crash or like the top guy a crash.
Yeah.
And then when they go to primary school, it doesn't really mean you're gonna be that same person that you were. That's
changes.
Like, you could be someone else now. And you could be the loser in primary school. And then you go to high school and you're the one again. Yeah. You know? So it's like different stages of your life. It gives you new beginnings.
And like,
you know?
What you're saying, just to emphasize your point.
Yeah.
Moving from a crash to grade 1, you don't go back to a crash.
Nah, you have to make it work here. If you don't, this is do or die. Well, that's basically what
you're facing. Different challenges.
Yeah. So now it's like I worked my way into like I'd say, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but where in terms of the come up in Durban, like I was in and about there, you know.
Yeah.
Of the guys that were the top, the most promising guys. Yeah, bro. So I was in and around there. So now when you're going and doing this, now you're starting over again. Now I'm no longer that guy now.
Yeah.
Now I'm a promising rookie, like there's potential.
Like you're saying, I mean, some of the things that you've learned now, the way you produce music, it might rub off. I mean, if I was a guy that worked with you before, and we used to do those one takes, and now I'm coming to record with you, you're busy telling me, yo, you just need to do this line alone and then do that line. You know? I could be like, yo, who the fuck does this guy think he is?
We're sharing knowledge though. I mean,
you know.
But the thing is, like, for some people, it still doesn't work, and that's not a problem. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You take what you need, and then go be local. Otherwise, dog, you don't have to do it like that. But I've just seen that it works.
Yeah. Ekaya Batin, how they, what's the vibe like? I mean, the way your life and your career is moving right now. Yeah,
Ekaya got like I think one of the best support systems. Yeah, like to the point that now, like born, like they call me Loki. Yeah, bro. So you know the vibes.
Wait, no, they don't call you by your government.
Nah, not really. unless like, I'm in trouble or something like that.
Yeah, you officially Loki.
Yeah, but when I pull up, it's like, oh, Loki, like, yeah,
That's what's up.
some respect on my name. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like my mom still calls me baby, but Uma's been the one who's always called me by my nicknames. Like if she ever hears one of my friends calling me by something else, she'll say it. Like when she go like, "Hey, it's Ban." I'm like, oh, "What you doing? You gave me a name. Why am I like this is what I'm gonna call you." Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
But the family's hyped. Family's hyped, but you know, Fetso, I think like as a black child, you know, we still not used to these things happening. Yeah, boy. So as much as umdeni can be happy for you, there's always a point where they're like, "Ish, but can't you do that whilst doing that, or can't you?" Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
You always need to have a backup
Something
plan or like a
to
job
fall back on.
type of a thing. Like
Yeah.
learn to play music, it still doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Yeah, but only now, I think now it's changing, because I think now the money that the parents are seeing other kids making makes sense. Yeah, but it's still a very saturated workspace. Because I mean, mutabang, how many kids or how many people want to be musicians right now?
Right now.
And how many people get that chance?
There's a lot.
Exactly. So it's like ratio. I mean, I've always worked it as a ratio. So when you 1 out of 1,000,000, yeah, bro. So each time you go in and you work, even when you don't want to work, now you're becoming 1 of 500,000.
Yeah.
Because the other 500,000 isn't working, right? And then once you 1 of 500,000, now what you need to do, you have to try and find another way for you to cut that ratio down. Yeah, well, so that's where the variety thing comes from. I was cutting down ratios because now there's boxes that you'll never put me in, you know? And then once I'm in that box, it's like, now I'm like 1 of 100. Yeah, well, so now,
it's like you minimize the
I'm
ratio.
minimizing. I'm cutting away niggas. They don't want to work. That's where work ethic comes in. Now you're cutting away all these people who don't want to do it, who don't want the long hours, who don't want to make the trips to go to another studio to sit. Not to record,
and listen.
Just watch and listen and see what's happening. That type of thing. Because once you do those type of things, the ratio just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller until I became 1 out of, 20 type of a thing.
Yeah.
But now it's easier to spot me now. It's all about just them liking who I am. Because, I mean, once you're 1 out of 20, there's obviously something that you're doing. There's something that you got. Now it's just up to the right eyes to say, nah, that's the one.
That's true.
So I was lucky enough to get to that situation, and then they were like, "Nah, that's the one."
I like the way you move, dog. Like I like the way you are. People may think that this is just damn fine luck, but hearing you tell your story, it tells me that you quite a methodic mover.
Now you have to. I have to. I felt I have to because I only had those certain amounts of days to do it. So me just shooting blindly wasn't gonna help. But I always felt, even when it was hard to shoot, I should shoot. Because you miss every single shot that you don't take. So it's like I had to shoot. I had to make music even when I didn't feel like making music. But I had to train myself and get myself in a space where it's like, now music is just second nature. You play a beat now, you give me 30 minutes, that song is done.
Shit. And it's a smash hit.
Yeah, I was at that mode, because I think Trophies was a few months, if I'm not mistaken. Because like once I had made the decision on making Trophies, I think Trophies was done in like 3 months. Yeah, 3 months, and I was working on another tape. I was working on 2 other tapes at the time we were making that. It was Loki, which was all vernac, and then there was Set It Off, which dropped before Trophies, but Trophies was done.
Here's another thing, like, people might hear you, conversing this whole time in English. You quite a hardcore vernac rapper.
Yeah.
And that's another facet that makes you versatile, because even in vernac you can rap in so many ways.
Bruh. The first joints I ever dropped, like I wasn't doing vernac music.
Yeah.
And I'd never delved into it. I was like just purely on some English stuff. Just that's just what I was doing because of the people that I liked.
Yeah.
And even though at the time, because I mean, when I trace my grassroots for Mzansi, it's like all the Vernac guys. Those are the guys that I watch, that I like Dr. Macheu, Pitch Black Afro, Pro Kid, you know, KO, or Zabs, Veto, or Zeus, the Odomi and the Volume, Abdus. Those are the people I was, who were doing it at the time. So it's like, okay, cool. But the money wasn't making sense at the time, if you remember.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's why the whole Vernac thing never made sense to me at the time.
Shit,
it's
this
like,
thing ain't gonna pay me.
Niggas are still hungry though. Yeah, it's like, nah, it's
but
not
it's
for me.
It's changed.
Yeah, it changed. But then, what had actually happened when I started Vernac, I was recording with Kobe, a homie called Kobe.
Yeah.
And then he was like, and I think KO had dropped in No Fear, the freestyle where he's walking with the kids. Shama give, that type of thing. And then like, Kobe's like, yo, you can do that. And I'm like, bro, I've never written a Vernac song. It's like, but bro, you know you can. You can do that.
You just need to put your mind to it.
And he's like, don't worry, when I go do it, I'm going to cook up a beat and I'm going to send it to you. I'm like, cool. I think when he sent me the beats, I'm promoting, I'm a Friday, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh, snap. It sounds similar to the No Fear. Kind of tempo, the feel. It got that same feel, thing.
Same vibe.
Yeah, and then I hit him up. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Bet. And then he's like, okay, for this one, just go and get Loki. Go and listen to Loki and Loki and see what you can get together and keep it moving. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm doing research now, mad research for Loki and Loki until I get two and I put them together. That's how Popeye came.
Yeah.
And then I'm shooting these verses. I think I did two verses first. The first two verses I felt were right. And then he was like, they dope, but I know you can do better. It's like, if you sure? Like, yeah, like I know you can do better. Not that these are bad. These will work. But I'm not trying to make them work.
Yeah.
I know.
We need the real Loki.
Yeah. And then I just came back with the other two. Boom. And I think at the time, Kobe was holding my verse and then holding KO. Like,
so
yeah,
that's why he told you.
That's why he told me just go back. And I'm like, bro, this is dope. It was mad dope. Like everyone who knows the first version of Popeye, they're like, yo, that verse though. I'm like, hey, bro, it wasn't my decision.
Yeah.
But that's when that was actually the first song that came out, and I had made like tons of other songs with Kobe. But then that was the first song that came out. First Vernac joints I ever recorded, and it was the first joint that came out officially. Yeah, so it was a bit of a it was one of those. And then like from there, like it just birthed another side of me. Because now it's like, okay,
I can kill this.
I can actually do this. Yeah.
And that lit the fire.
That lit the fire.
And now we're here.
Because of that song.
And Loki is out the city, as I said.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad we caught you before.
Yeah. But I'll be back.
I meant it, bro. Like, I had to give you props.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of your music.
Yeah.
I listen to your music
I heard when I pulled up.
you know what's up.
Yeah.
Actually, like even normally, because I train a lot, I'm a guy who trains like physical training.
Showcase.
So music plays a huge role in that space.
For sure.
And so I fucking jam to Loki, put on trophies, don't skip shit.
Yeah, that's how I wanted that
beginning
thing to go.
End. And I like it, dog.
Yeah.
And also, like, I here's another thing. I'm like, I wanted to give you props. I mean, being on a track, on a legend album. I mean, KO has been in the game. He's been doing it.
We got like, I think this is the 14th year now. Been out here.
Consistently.
Yeah.
And you being on a track with two of the greatest,
powerhouses.
Two powerhouses of SA hip hop, and you held your own,
bro.
So I like to give you props.
Yeah, that
for
was
that.
hard. It was hard, bro.
Well, I guess that shows because basically that's just throwing you into the deep
yeah, like
end and you
it
swim.
has deep end of deep ends, because I mean it's like basically almost tear gas.
Yeah.
And like there you go,
It's like yo,
put you into like one of the greatest hip hop groups. Mzansi.
man.
See
You-
what you can do.
You used to just listen to these guys.
Yeah, bro, I grew up off of these guys, bro. Like, when I'm saying, like, okay, yo, dog, I modeled my vernac around KO.
And
Him, Pitch Black, those are the guys I modeled everything behind.
you know, I always say like it's like if you look at vernac in SA in hip hop,
Yeah,
tear gas played a huge role. And-
humongous. And when KO broke out, he carried it on, and he just put it on a different type of scale, but it was the same type of feel.
Exactly.
You know, no, that what they did at that time. Because I mean, even now, it still resonates now. There's a lot of artists that were birthed off of that, other than Klampe or Smashy,
listen,
Kid X, and all.
Listen, I still jam to Big Fellas.
Yeah, bro, I mean, I still jam to yo. I don't know, because I mean, I'm just that type of person who thought like I'm driving, and I'm just feeling nostalgic. I just go and search, and I'll just play jams, old jams, and I'm like, yo, this is actually where it was at. Like, I want you to California,
I mean,
Pitch
no-
Black, styling nje, on Zola nje, on.
Oh, Zola, dog.
Bro, these are the people, mean, like, vernac wise, that's where it was at, because it was so hard. That's why, like, when you hear, like, I think, let's say a Chili's or any other joint where I've just gone, like, thoroughly vernac, it's like very aggressive type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, people who didn't, even when he's on a slow song, it's like,
poetic,
yo,
dog.
yeah, bro, even on a slow song, but you still felt like Uzola gonna slap you, yeah, bro.
And what I liked about Zola, he always spoke live.
Yeah,
Live.
you know, Amakula resonated, even if it's about Ekas.
Yeah.
It's something that you know, it's a story that you've probably heard somewhere, yeah, bro. And he just interprets it his way.
There's this outro on Kokovul
Yeah,
where he's just spazzing out about niggas who act good around they niggas, but essentially they just monsters.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the same
you're
thing.
treating the kids horribly.
yeah.
I was like, yo. You know, that's great content to start off with. You know.
I think most of the artists I liked or I love, they just need you to listen.
Yeah.
Because even Pitch Black, as candid as he was, there was some lines he throw in and you're like, oh snap, okay. Pitch Black going in.
And
you
the
know?
way he did it, the way
Yeah.
he went about doing it,
Bro. I think
totally different.
yeah, I think everyone I've modeled myself around has that thing where it's like it has to have personality. Like anything you do has to have your personality. So it's like you live it. Yeah, but Pitch Black was that. He was that. Wherever
Like,
he went, he was that person.
Pitch Black was unique, dog.
Yeah, awards, he's that. Yeah, bro. I think KO, the way he is, he's that. Even when he's moving, you can see like this nigga got a chip on his shoulder. He feels like he's the one in the room.
He belongs.
Yeah,
He
bro. You
knows.
can't question him about that. Even there was mbuzi, you can just see. Yeah, bro. So now it's like I feel like my aura's like that. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Just basically how I just move. Yeah, bro. I mean, I never let people second guess like what I'm here to do.
Never,
Yeah, bro.
ever.
When I'm here. Like when they say, "Hey, Loki's coming up," Loki's coming up.
Loki ain't coming up. Loki is here.
Yeah, Loki's here,
And he's here to stay.
and he's smashing him out one way. Put me on any song with anybody, we're going in.
Shout out to Loki, man.
Going in.
Bro, we've run out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Man,
Thank you for joining us.
nah,
It's a pleasure. Durban, I did it for you guys. We got this man before
Yeah.
he becomes inaccessible to us. So
Now be accessible. Let's just cut a check. Just cut a check.
you know, soon he's gonna be a very busy man. He just told you he's got a single coming out with KO.
Yeah.
You can expect
Soon.
that in very soon.
Soon. I think maybe as soon as next month, maybe.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
And shout out to the whole Skanda family.
Yeah, bro. Hey, man. Shout out to KO, Tulu, Tamba, Yeah, so far it's like us. It's like us. So, cause like I'm the kind of like the only artist there now.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, boy. I'm the Genesis. I'm the firstborn. Yeah, boy. So yeah, anybody who comes after that is my youngin. Joking, man.
Shout out to Loki, man.
Shout out, yo.
Any thing coming? Any performances you are?
Right now I freeze those out a bit.
Okay.
Cause
you work.
I'm like in between the process of going that side. So and then there's just like so many other verses and stuff that I need to kick. Yeah, bro. Cause people don't know where I'm at. Yeah, but I think they don't know I'm in Durban. And I've been in Durban since like November.
Yeah.
Well, I've been out here, but people don't know because I'm not that type of person. I don't put that out because it starts inviting a whole lot of unnecessary energy. Other than the bag, so it's like, alright, cool. Maybe when I get to a point where it's like the bag just comes to me, then I'll have to announce where I'm at. Until I do, I don't. I just keep it with my small circle of friends.
Shout out, Loki.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming through. You can give people your social media handles. Where they're gonna find you.
Everywhere it's Loki SA. Loki SA _. That's Instagram, Twitter. Even my Facebook page is just Loki space SA. Yeah, like if you want something from me, DM me. DM me for now.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna give away like numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
People are doing weird stuff now.
They're gonna start asking you for money.
Bro, I just removed my number from my
you.
Instagram.
Like, see you moving with KO.
Bro,
where's the money at?
I removed my number from Instagram. I think it was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Some guy just had it and he's just I'm like, yo, where you get my number? Like on your Instagram. I'm like, my Instagram doesn't have my number. He's like, it does. Screenshot, like, look. I'm like, oh snap.
Change that.
They change that shit. None of that. Less. Cannot have that. Yeah. So, but soon, I think soon we'll have like a definite number for people to touch or a definite email. Yeah, bro. When like just me and kind of just group up and just like, okay, I guess what's happening.
That's gonna be sorted as soon as you get to Joburg.
Yeah. And it'll be easy like as soon as the singles come out and the verses, because I mean, I think we'll be busy lap. We'll be a bit busy. So me and the boy person will be up and down doing our thing.
No, shout out, man. Thank you for joining us on the GNPS.
Yeah, man.
It's been real. Shout out Percy. Shout out Tulane.
Shout out to the viewers, man.
You can follow the podcast on Instagram at GNPS_podcast. You can follow myself on Instagram at general_Njiniela. On Twitter, it's at general_Njini. Other than that, it's been real. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button somewhere over here. Catch us next time. Peace.